So this next video touches on, I would say, like the price of independence, right? And then I don't want to take away from anyone's, specifically any woman's idea that they want to be independent or how important that is for them. Just men, when we look at it, we also see the other side. When we hear it, it's like I want to be independent from you, and it's not something, men can't force you to be dependent on me. That's not what it's supposed to be about. Or any good man shouldn't be thinking about stuff like that. But there is the other side. When things are great, sure, you can scream that I'm independent. I got it out the mud. I did it on my own. And of course, we can just sit back and sort of honor that. But when things go left, we we tend to have the same sort of response about said independence. Let's check this out.
So I made a video yesterday about the rising unemployment rates amongst Black women, and the response that I got was definitely very alarming. There were a lot of negative, comments, and most of these comments were really coming from Black men who were saying things like it's because because Black women have bad attitudes. It's because DEI. It's because AI is taking over, and many of which dismiss the whole thing, like who cares, nobody cares, it's time for Black women to be taken down a notch. And it was really alarming because the point of me posting that statistic was to get us to think critically about what's really happening.
So
So I
in
made a
this
video
case,
yesterday.
in this case, a lot of those comments are going to stem from angst and fear and agitation and men feeling like they're not heard. So whenever there is an opportunity, and a captive audience and a question like that, you're going to get men that are going to shout from the rooftops about, well, you wanted your independence, right? Or you're mouthy, or you're all the stereotypical bad things about us, about women, Black women. And if we can set that aside, and we're just looking at DEI in itself, if we look at the actual data, I think Black women were the fifth in line for recipients of DEI. So there's a point to go into that more so. But all in all, and I'm not really sure what messaging she was trying to get, you know, point people towards, but we're using this as an example of saying this is the dark side of that independent game. When the economy is doing well, then yes, when jobs are plentiful and high paying jobs are plentiful, expenses are low, inflation is low, then yeah, it's easy. It's easy. But as we get older, we're supposed to cast our view a little further ahead, and we start to realize that we need to be making plans for the lean times, right? That's when you plan for them. That's when you get ready for them. When things may not work out, that's when I want to have a plan in place. I think not just simply saying, well, that's why you need a man. I think that's why you need a team, right? Where I'm weak, you can be strong. Where you're weak, I can be strong. And that way we're a more cohesive unit. But when you scream that independence and men hear that and they don't have a place in your lives, or you, let's, be honest for a second, when it's weaponized, right? To say this is where I don't need no man. Okay. We want you to have that same energy when things aren't like that. And of course, we're not saying this is for every woman. And I know a great many, women that are saying, yeah, I did the independent thing. I made it. Yeah, I still want a partner. Nothing wrong with that at all. And I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about those that get on the internet and scream from the top of their lungs that I don't need a man. Okay, 5 years, 10 years later, things are a little leaner, things are a little tougher, and then we'll turn and say, well, where are the men at? Why aren't men protecting us? And this is a video. Hopefully, if I have some time later today, I can get into it. But in terms of that conversation, men should be obligated to protect what's within their circle, what's within their reach. But if I don't know you, you're a stranger, I cannot put myself at risk, at harm, to lose resources or my life and leave those that I'm supposed to protect and provide and cover for without, because I went out on a limb to protect someone that was just, oh, it's a woman or it's another person. Men are replete with stories of watching other men get involved in domestic situations, and then both of those people turn around and attack him. He just came there to help, or lose his life. I can find a story about that. I think it happened in the Bronx, where a man was called down from several floors up to go help a woman where there was multiple men inside her apartment. He lost his life, and he had a wife and child. So that protective provision gone. So men look at this and hear this, and it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult narrative to sort of accept. Should I protect and provide? Or I would want to protect and provide, but you're screaming independence. Okay, we leave you alone. Things get bad, or you get older, or your view on these change. Yeah, men are probably going to poke fun, and yeah, it may be distasteful. It may feel mean, but it is the internet, and that's kind of where a lot of the basic natures of humans sort of reside. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. It's a small thing, but it means everything over here. See you guys on the next one.